All praise belongs to Allah, perfect without flaw, worthy of worship, deserving of awe. He who sent the Prophet as a sparkling star in a darkening world with a fiery law. He delivered the message and fulfilled the trust and advised this nation before he left and eclipsed the darkness to remove distress, and in the path of Allah he exerted his nafs. He left this nation upon the enlightened way, its night as bright as the light of day. And as for those who lost his way, destroyed are they for having gone astray. So may Allah reward the Prophet due to his ummah and cause us to succeed due to following his sunnah, and gather us on the day of judgment in his procession and make us of the people of his intercession. Upon his family and companions, Allah's peace and blessings, and those who follow them in righteousness until the resurrection. Allahumma ameen. So today, insha'Allah ta'ala, as a placeholder, I'm going to share a poem that is a prelude to the next stage of prophetic transformation and elevation, and that is the stage of adversity. And this poem is entitled "The Season of Sorrow," inspired by the events that transpired in the year of grief that the Prophet ﷺ experienced. How somber the year of sorrow that the heart could begin to hollow, if not for the silver lining shining with signs of a better tomorrow. The boycott barely ended before the bad news began to visit. But no matter how difficult it became, the Prophet never lost spirit, alayhi salatu wasalam. The death of his beloved uncle, who raised him like a father, would not have been so devastating had he taken his shahada. He tried to save him from the blaze of the fire before his days could expire, but in the very last moment, he caved in and gave in to desire. A crushing blow to the heart and soul of a wounded prophet who also lost protection in Mecca with the death of Abu Talib. It must be such a blessing to have a nephew like Muhammad, but even as a relative, his destiny was promised. See, the truth that Allah reveals does not change according to the pain we feel. You guide not whom you love, but Allah guides whom he wills. And sometimes the wound is reopened before having time to fully heal, still grieving for his uncle, and now his wife is ill. Life is real. And when time finally expired and her life was sealed, her part in the Prophet's heart would never twice be filled. She believed in him and supported him since the first ayah revealed, gave her wealth and her health to help Allah's Khalil. And so Allah sent her salam by way of Jibril and glad tidings of paradise where no pain she would feel. And if ever in the dictionary was the true definition of a man, no one would be more worthy than the messenger, alayhi salatu wassalam, as he washed the body of his beloved with his own blessed hands. The profundity of the pain we will never fully understand. How somber the year of sorrow that the heart could begin to hollow, if not for the silver lining shining with signs of a better tomorrow. The mourning never ended and the bad news was extended, but no matter how difficult it became, the Prophet never lost spirit, alayhi salatu wassalam. With the loss, without his wife for affection and his uncle for protection, and with the persecution of the Muslims at the height of its aggression, it's a wonder how the Prophet did not spiral in depression, but the height of his distress, by the Prophet's own confession, was not the losses of his loved ones, but the height of his rejection. When he traveled out to Ta'if to call the people to the message, and they pelted him with stones and caused the bleeding of the blessed, pain beyond expression, to be met with such oppression. But his reaction of compassion was the sign of his perfection. The angel of the mountain came down for their destruction, and so it would have been had he given the instruction. But the spirit of the prophet, still filled with mercy, thought the guidance of their offspring was a prayer more worthy. So he set aside any pride, and he prayed not for their demise. He'd rather see a nation arise from the seas they left behind. So in a prayer like no other, still bruised and battered, drenched in blood, with clothes torn and tattered, with hope and fear, he invoked his master. If his Lord is not displeased with him, then nothing else really matters. No wonder his noble character was praised and apprised, and in the lowest year of his life, he was raised to the skies. How somber the year of sorrow, that the heart would begin to hollow, if not for the silver lining shining with signs of a better tomorrow. The morning never ended, and the bad news was extended, but from the deepest depths of the dunya, the messenger ascended. Alayhi salatu wassalam. Jazakallah khairan.
Whether you benefit from ISA's work offline or online, your support is a huge part of what makes it possible. So click below this Ramadan to support with your donations this sacred cause, and know that Allah multiplies reward and wealth in this month like no other month.